Hello everyone, and welcome to Europa Barbarorum, the port for Total War Rome Remastered. Now, this port came out pretty recently. I think it came out maybe a month ago or a couple months ago for the previous patch, and it has been updated for patch 2.0.4. Now, I have not given it a try yet because, when it first came out, I was developing Chivalry and I was busy and I couldn't check it out. But I'm checking it out now. And I have to say, this port needs a lot of work. This port needs a lot of work. So let us... oh, and these text things haven't been changed either. Interesting. I could give the modder a hand, actually, with this. I know how to do all of that. But in any case, let us give it a shot as the Saka. Let's do this. So certain things like vanilla videos and all of that, those have all not been disabled for this mod. So there is a lot that hasn't been done. It seems like the loading screens have not been altered to, work properly with widescreen. They haven't been upscaled. But everything still looks nice. It's the same Europa Barbarorum. So I'm excited. And the EB loading bar is underneath the actual Rome Remastered loading bar. Yeah, so there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. Of course, this is an unofficial port. There is another port of Europa Barbarorum that's in the works. That it is an officially sanctioned port. So keep your eyes out for that, and I will have all the details you need on the development of that mod as we learn more. So yeah, I am playing as the Saka. Okay. So yeah, the unit cards don't seem to be working. This is probably due to the settings. So if you don't properly copy-paste the unit cards into all the different settings, like the classic settings, the realistic settings, then depending on what your settings are, you might just see the peasant unit cards if that work hasn't been done. But that's not a huge deal. I've memorized all the Saka unit names in any case. Okay, so let's go for... the Saka campaign starts out really horribly in terms of money. So I'm just going to go down to Bactria with all my troops. And we're going to check out what's going on. Let's get Oxyboakis down to Bactria 2. Let's take Chach. I have to say, in terms of style, design, the loading screens, the colors, original Europa Barbarorum is one of the best designed mods I've ever seen. It's very aesthetically pleasing for me. However, the remastered version, or the ported version, kind of... yeah, it needs a lot of work to achieve those heights in any case, but let's take a look at our guys here. So it seems like our standard bearer, it seems like the standard texture has not been properly applied, so that's why it's pink. Other than that, they look pretty good. I think they've been upscaled. And I have to say the Europa Barbarorum units look pretty nice. When upscaled. Something seems a little off with the animations. He just has a stiff arm. Yeah, even the Saka foot archers look pretty nice. So let us... I'm imagining that the Saka campaign is not one that a lot of people would test. Of course, I would test it because they're one of my favorite factions. And we've got our early Saka nobles here. All right. And of course, yeah, the Saka early general's bodyguard One of the best looking units. Indeed. I have to say, the banners still look really nice. I'm not sure if these are remastered banners, or if they're upscaled old banners, but in any case, they look pretty good. So let's get our horse archers into position and take down these guys. They're just Scythian rebels, more Saka rebels. Yeah, there's something a little off with these animations. I'd have to take a look at that. And if you look at the standard here, it has the texture. So yeah, the actual Saka standard bearer texture is the one with the issue. Yeah, it's all pink. But that's all right. Those are all fixable issues. Let's get our guys into position here. So they have Asabarai, the Saka riders, who are, if I'm not mistaken, slightly better in melee, and they have nicer shields that attach to their arm like iPads. Let's get our horse archers into position here. Nobles are going to hit their Subeshi archers. The Subeshi archers, if I'm not mistaken, are slightly better than the Saka foot archers, but they're not as widely available. And they're a bit more expensive, I think. They might be the same price, actually. Okay, so we got our troops to engage with the foot archers. Our general is going to hit these horse archers from the front. I should really do more videos about how to port mods. I don't remember the Saka general looking like this. Yeah, it appears like the Saka generals are even more overpowered than they were in the original. All right, so we've taken Chach. Let's occupy it. Now we've got a spy here. So let's move him down here. There's Alexandria Escate. Don't have too many troops there, so we should be able to handle them. Actually, with our existing troops. Now, I think this is a port of the Genesis Mega Mod Pack version. So it's Europa Barbarorum 1.2, and then with the Genesis Mega Mod Pack submod applied. Now, I have to say, I did notice that the native voices have not been implemented on the battle map. And actually, I understand that. That's a very difficult process. It's very tedious, and luckily Ghanim was able to do that for Chivalry. Ghanim is the maker of the Medieval 2 music submod for Chivalry Total War Remastered, and he also was able to get the Medieval 2 voices in there, and that's very difficult work, so I really appreciate that. One other thing, I really like the way the Europa Barbarorum map looks remastered. It already looked really nice in the original. It looks really nice now too. Well, let's get our troops to take Alexandria Escate. All right. All right, back with our overpowered generals and their pink banners. So we've got my favorite unit, the Pantodapoi here. Now, something you might notice is that no, actually, this unit has been properly ported. That's good. Yeah, there's something a little off about the animations, and I have a feeling I know what that is. So, Feral has included a lot of new animations in Rome Total War Remastered. And those new animations are some of them are contained in a file called animation overrides. And these animations, of course, the original did not include this overrides file, right? So it makes sense why you might not notice it, because if you're porting, you might not carefully check all of the new files added in Remastered. This is something that I did, and I'll show you here. This was an issue I had with Chivalry because Chivalry utilizes unique animations, and I'm sure Europa Barbarorum has some unique animations. And if you do not apply the overrides, then you have an issue where the units look very robotic when moving, and some things are just not, they just don't look right. So I have a feeling something like that is going on here, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, these are the Persian archer spearmen. I like these guys. They're mainstays in any Near Eastern army in Europa Barbarorum. And they're getting absolutely pummeled. Come on, nobles, take him out. Yeah, our general has just mopped the floor with the Pantodapoi. And that's what Europa Barbarorum is all about in the early game, especially for the Saka. I have to say, the Saka campaign in the original, while it is one of my favorites and it's a classic, the Saka campaign in EB2 is quite a bit better in terms of its development. So again, for the reforms, for the Indo-Saka reforms in the original Europa Barbarorum, all you have to do is hold Alexandria Escate for, I think, 10 turns, 4 years or so, if I'm not mistaken. And then you get the Indo-Saka reforms and you get access to a whole bunch of cool units like Indo-Saka heavy hoplites and things of that nature. I really hope those reforms have been implemented here. I think they have been. Oh, these Pantodapoi don't want to go down. All right, so we took Alexandria Escate. One other thing you might notice is that the loading screens for original Rome Total War are designed with, the quotes being on the bottom, with that in mind in the loading screens. However, in Remastered, you have tips on the bottom and quotes on the top. And again, thank you to the modder Ganim on the Chivalry team for helping out with that and converting all the old Chivalry loading screens so that or fixing up the remastered loading screens so that the tips don't show up because you don't need the tips in Chivalry, they don't apply, and then having the quotes be on the bottom as the original loading screens intended. So yeah, again, thanks to Ganim for that, but yeah, that's something that has to be done for Europa Barbarorum Remastered for sure. So we've got Alexandria Escate here. So basically all we have to do is hold it. So let's take out this semi-autonomous satrapy, because again, that's a Seleucid building. We could take out Alexander's altars, but that'll only give us 500 denarii. That's again a special building just for Alexandria Escate. Unfortunately, we have not taken major population centers, so that's not great. Yeah, all the traits of the original Barbarorum have been ported quite nicely. So that's really, really nice. So I think we'll play until we get to the reforms for the Saka Rauka. And then once we get there, we'll probably end the video here because I think I have seen what I need to see. It's a monumental task to port a mod, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go for camp preparation, because that'll improve population growth, and that's something we need. And then as we keep moving, I'll try to take Maracanda. Well, we'll try to take as many settlements as we can, basically. Maracanda is same size as Alexandria Escate, unfortunately. But we've got to do something, because otherwise we're going to get into too much debt. Okay, so let's end the turn here. Okay, so let's get our diplomat down here. Yeah, so we've got Bactria down here. And he'd be 2 if you take Bactria as the Saka, then you're in a really good position. Okay, so let's get these troops together. Put our Subeshi archers in Alexandria Escate, get our horse archers over here, and let's get our faction leader and some nobles to take Maracanda. All right, so we've taken Maracanda, so that's another satrapy building to destroy. So we're in a battle for Antiochia Margiana now. And you can see that our general is charging the Seleucid general, the Somatophoulakes Stratego. And yeah, the enemy general has been killed. And again, that shows the superiority of the Saka armored nobles, the early general's bodyguard. Again, those guys are pretty nasty. All right, and I also besieged Bactra, and they are sallying out. So let's see if we can actually take Bactra and really move along quite nicely here. The Bactrian bodyguards look quite nice, upscaled indeed. All right, so we have taken Bactra from the Bactrians. So let us... we have to exterminate here, otherwise we wouldn't be able to keep the settlement. And Bactria has been destroyed. Very nice indeed. So now we actually can have a surplus. So let us take out some of this stuff. The sanctuary actually is keeping public order nice. Let's see what I can destroy. The government building, Bactrian homeland. Yeah, now it's our homeland. The great cult statue of Anahita. Oh, 2,000. That's pretty nice. Let's take out the barracks. We'll get 1,000 for that. The other stuff is actually helpful. So let us go for migration, which will allow us to construct the necessary buildings for our faction. All right, so I've played quite a few turns, and unfortunately it seems like the Saka reforms perhaps have not been implemented yet or ported because they don't seem to work. But in any case, yeah, let's take a look at the campaign map real quick and see the progression of the AI factions. So as you can see, the Parthians have not done anything. The Sarmatians have done a little bit of conquering, it seems. Armenia is quite active. Pontus is quite active. Macedon is quite active as well. The AI in general seems to be more active than it is in the original. And yeah, that's because the campaign AI is much improved. It's more aggressive, definitely, in the remaster. So that is good to see. That is good to see. I hope Carthage is better than it was in the original. I remember Carthage was never really that strong. But yeah, I'm liking the look of this remastered campaign. And yeah, Modmaker, who I don't think I know, if you're out there, or I know you're out there, but if you're interested, I will help you with this if you want. And of course, anyone who's porting a mod, I can help. I am not the best modder, but I've experienced pretty much everything when it comes to problems while porting due to Chivalry being such a complicated mod. But in any case, I really like the look of Europa Barbarorum Remastered. I wish that I hope it continues development. I hope to see the official one soon, or at some point. And yeah, it's really nice to see my old favorite mod back for Rome Remastered, all updated. And I'm hoping more stable, because, you know, the original does suffer from a lot of instability, especially on modern machines. So in any case, if you're interested in the historical Total Wars and their mods, consider subscribing to the channel, consider liking the video, and I'll see you in the next one later.